4 years have passed since Godless released their first season on Netflix. After such a long wait, they're finally coming back with another season, and here's what you need to know about it. Will there be a second season? First season of Godless was released back in November of 2017. It was a pretty decent Western miniseries that was consumed by viewers over Thanksgiving while eating those reheated leftovers. Although it didn't really hit the mainstream, viewers enjoyed the beautifully captured widescreen landscapes and the lengthy episode runtime it had. The show mostly revolved around a charming gunslinger who was hiding from his criminal father. The series isn't anything out of the ordinary, but hey, it's something you can enjoy binge watching over a weekend. For these past couple of years, people have questioned whether or not there will be a season 2, but is this show really worth a second season? Or did the extended horseback riding montages, long monologues, and endless flashbacks make this series a bit boring for viewers to give its second season a chance? Well, the answer is yes. Apparently, the show received great ratings and reviews from those who watched it. Godless has received 83% on Rotten Tomatoes and an 8 out of 10 rating on IMDb, which is a pretty hard rating to reach these days. Season 2 release date. Sorry to break it to you guys, but there hasn't been an official announcement from Netflix that Godless Season 2 will be hitting the screens anytime soon. However, there have been multiple reports that a second season will be released this Thanksgiving. It's not clear why Netflix hasn't released an official trailer for Season 2 yet, but there are other websites that reveal the show's release date to be on the 17th of November. It'll have a total of 8 episodes, and aside from the characters that did survive the season finale, there will be a lot of new characters we will be introduced with. Viewers were shocked that the show would continue. It was pretty unexpected considering the way it ended, which felt like there was nothing more to add to it. What will happen in Godless Season 2? Despite having some flaws during the first season, Godless still pulled it off pretty well. There was something interesting about it that just kept us going for that next episode. However, there have been numerous critics that pointed out that the show mostly gave out a no man's land storyline with women being the main concept of the series. But show creator Scott Frank said that the woman-driven town of Belle was only one aspect of the story. He said that the town, which was mostly run by women, was put in the series to show viewers how these women have managed to survive and adapt to living without the presence of men. And this perspective of the show will likely be present in the second season as well. Season 2 will also continue on giving up valuable screen time to thinly drawn characters, as it did in the last season with characters such as the gutless newspaper man. Plus, there's no denying that Western shows have endless catchy stories to tell that will keep you glued to the screen for as long as they last. For the past 4 years, Netflix showed no interest in making a renewal of this Western series, but Scott Frank's most recent comments changed everything. He's expressed his desire to continue the show and stayed committed to it. Frank said that even though he hasn't written past the first series, recent shows such as 13 Reasons Why, Stranger Things, The Night Of, and Big Little Lies, which have continued releasing new seasons even after their original script ended, inspired him to write a sequel to Godless. Frank revealed that the second season will bring quite a different story to this world. After fixing the rivalry between Frank and Roy, the show will now continue to explore some of the less predictable character dynamics which remained hidden throughout the majority of Season 1. This upcoming season will keep its old-fashioned Western theme in revisionist clothing, but will also focus more on cleverly referencing old works than completely reimagining them. Hopefully it'll be as good as, or even better than the first season. And who knows, the series might even go on to release the third season after this. Fingers crossed. How did the cast of Godless prepare for their role? Since the show was set in a completely different era, the actors had to prepare a lot to match the characters they were playing. Starting off with Jeff Daniels, who plays Frank Griffin, the actor prepared for his role by creating a fake father and son scenario in his mind. He reminded himself about this scenario frequently till he started thinking it was actually true, while other actors from Godless found the inspiration to play their characters from numerous different sources. Michelle Dockery, who played the role of Alice, said that she went to a cowboy camp to learn how to use a rifle and get into character for the show. Dockery revealed that when she arrived at the cowboy camp, she felt really unsettling as it was something far off from what she was used to. The most difficult part for the actress was getting comfortable holding a rifle, but in the end, everything turned out great. Her acting in the show is pretty convincing, to say the least. Samantha Soule, on the other hand, had to play the nervous and put-together character of Charlotte Temple. To prepare for her role, Samantha spent weeks religiously watching old Western movies and TV series such as McCabe and Mrs. Miller and High Plains Drifter. Besides watching movies, she also studied and took a lot of notes on the way women acted in the cowboy era. In the end, she gave most of her props in preparing for her role by binge-watching Western series. Actor Thomas Brodie Sangster had to play Whitey Winn, the loyal deputy who was brave enough to take responsibility for the town. Brodie Sangster said that he mostly prepared for his character by reading the script frequently. He had it easier than other actors as his preparations for the role didn't require much planning. The creator of this show, Scott Frank, who is a reputable screenwriter in Hollywood, wrote and directed all episodes of this miniseries. He first wrote Godless to act as a feature for one of director Steven Soderbergh's projects. However, things ended up differently after Scott Frank was offered quite a hefty deal after a streaming service by the name of Peak TV gave him the opportunity to make Godless a series of its own. Of course, Frank would not refuse such a great offer, so he refashioned the script and turned it into a miniseries. The scriptwriter surprised fans with the way he ended the series, which was with a bang, or to be more precise, with mini bangs. He first revealed the side plots to get them over with so he could focus the ending of the show around Frank Griffin and his cowboys going to Belle, a town that was mostly populated by women. Here's where the action of the show picks up again. The series' main character, Mary-Agnes and McNue, steals the show by shooting towards the villains from the roof of a hotel, which is literally something that never happens in reality. Okay, so she takes these bad guys down and settles the storyline a bit. The ending was not really a cliffhanger, and not much can be speculated about what future episodes of the show hold. The viewers were left with one question. That is, who died in Godless's big battle? The season finale of Godless was the longest of the 7 episodes and had one major detail that other episodes didn't have, which was the fact that it gave us a sense of urgency. The worst episodes of the series, however, were 5 and 6. Although they were just under 1 hour each, they were a bit boring to watch as the storyline was stretched out just to fill the episodes in, which is something that viewers hate in shows. But thankfully, things got way better in episode 7 when Frank Griffin ended up on a warpath after his long search for his surrogate son. The women in Belle stocked up on their weapons, and Bill McNue finally decided to return back to defend his community. And not to forget, Roy Goode dug up his money and weapons from their hiding place. After all this, the series became a war between good and evil. Things got bloody real soon after Griffin arrived at the hotel, where Mary-Agnes and McNue was patiently waiting to shoot her shot. We then saw Whitey get stabbed in the heart, both of these characters dying off kind of set an ominous tone for the show. Other characters that got killed during this whole fighting scene were countless women. There were also many members of Frank's gang that do not survive Mary-Agnes and Alice Fletcher's attack from the top of the hotel building. The only characters that the show left to survive were the ones that we got attached to and liked throughout the series. They include Mary-Agnes, Bill, Roy, Alice, and Louise, who was Whitey's love interest. What do you think will happen in Godless Season 2? Thanks for watching, guys.